Hello everyone and welcome to my final reaction to Squid Game. So there is a little something that I wanted to say before I got into this reaction. I've been doing reactions for a while. I hit my 10-year anniversary of doing reactions this year. And it's just a fact that there are some fandoms or communities of shows that will embrace you more than others. A lot of it will come down to maybe the style of reactions and maybe personality, all of that. But I really wanted to start off this reaction by saying a very big thank you to the Squid Game fandom and community in general. For me, with the feedback that I get for my reactions to the show, I feel like you understand me. And I can't say that about every fandom I deal with. And as somebody who, puts herself on the internet reacting to a lot of different shows, I do hope that I can convey how high of a compliment that is from me. As someone who puts out videos all the time, to feel like a fandom understands you, gets you, laughs with you, cries with you, it really is something special and not always something that happens. I feel like you get my humor. I feel like you understand my tears and you all indulge and tolerate me when I yap about character development for a really long time at the end of every episode. And I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate all of the love and support throughout this show. And just, I adore you. I really do. Let's finish this thing.
잠깐만요.
Juno. Okay, hesitate. Yes.
나한테 있으니까 움직이지 마. 당신 거기서 도망쳐 나온 겁니다.
Oh, good.
어디입니까? 그상.
That way. That back there.
저기.
Okay. Hyun-suk did not get shot. So, I'm at least happy about that. Oh, the episode title. Okay.
아이는 괜찮아요? 당신은 거기 남고.
What the hell is he doing?
너 그게 그럼 다음 단계엔 너와 이 아이 둘 중 하나가 탈락해야 돼.
Yeah.
너 설마 네 손으로 이 아이를 죽이고?
Is he, or would he sacrifice himself?
참가자들은 5분 안에 다음 단계로 이동해 주세요.
I hate to say it, but I genuinely don't know. Oh. I thought she was gonna pour herself a drink, and I was gonna be like, girl, you deserve it. Take a swig. But sure. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Oh wow.
아이 내 너라니까.
I feel like from Gi-hun's perspective, he cannot be sure. I'm not even sure
내가 못 건너가면
that the baby would survive if it was just the two of them.
팽형이 도착하면 정 사실대로 얘기하세요. 일이 끝나면 모든 책임은 제가 지겠습니다.
걱정
Oh.
말고 내가 탄압자가 돼줄게.
Oh. Oh no.
그렇게 슬쩍 넘어와서 나 밀어 죽이고 혼자서 상금 부쳐 먹으려고.
약속을 했어.
He did.
이 아이
약속? 누구랑? 준이랑?
Yeah, do you remember your promise to her?
당신 준이랑 무슨 사이?
You remember?
설마 이 안에서 무슨 일 있었던 거야? 어쩐지 준이 그게 껌딱지처럼 그쪽에 붙어서.
Oh my
대단하다
goodness.
생각해서 말.
정신 차리고 내 말 들어.
Mother Goose over here telling stories. Oh, be careful. Sorry, I do not trust you like I trust Gian. And that's just how it is. Oh, he's gonna do the run and jump. He's gonna do the Oh!
그새 생각이 바뀌셨나?
난 자격이 없어.
Oh!
스쿼드 게임을 시작하려면 버튼을 눌러주세요.
Oh my goodness! Push the button! Oh my goodness! No, push the button. We can't have this. Oh my goodness! I mean, just the fact that you're holding it over the edge. What the fuck? Holy fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Nobody pressed the button. Nobody pressed the button.
No one's ever won it twice before, right?
No. Nobody pushed the button. No. Oh, Keon.
마지막 게임이 시작되었습니다.
Girl, go in there, shoot all the VIPs, shoot everybody except for Gian and the baby. Let's do it. Why not? He is a man that will sacrifice himself for a baby.
우린 말이 아니야. 사람이야. 사람은
(456번) 달 게임이 종료되었습니다.
필요 감정이 섬쪽으로 다가온다.
모든 인원은 즉시 업무를 멈추고
Oh my goodness.
왜 그랬어?
Oh. Oh.
야!
Oh. He's just. Sure. He was holding a baby. CGI as it was.
10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1.
Wow, he did get out of there quick. Oh wow.
그럼 혹시 여기서 제가 그림 한 번 그려드린 적 있었나요?
아니요.
저는 어디서 한 번 뵌 적이 있는 것 같아서.
I am happy he made it. Oh my goodness.
왔어.
네, 토끼랑 사진도 찍었어.
주위에 여러분들이 도와주셔가지고요. 기분이 많이
Oh,
좋아졌습니다.
good. It's the one sliver of happiness we get.
더 이상 아프면 안 돼.
She means it. That was almost like a threat.
저기
나 남남북녀 박만철이야. 동시 딸 찾아주던 사람. 아직 확실한 건 아닌데 여러 가지 정황상 일치하는 데가 많아. 나 이름 한송이 맞지? 동시 내 말 듣고 있네.
Oh my word.
회사님.
황이야! 망 좀 버렸더니 그새를 못 잡고 잠을 자냐?
죄송합니다.
아유 세상에 진짜 불공평해.
걔는 형님 진 것이 맞죠.
이 새끼들.
조 회사님 고생 많으셨어요. 네?
Calm down.
교도소가 옛날이랑 많이 달라졌어. 시설이 좋으니까 웬만한 모텔보다 낫더라고. 아니 밥도 잘
Oh.
나와.
이제 뭐 하실 거예요?
갑자기 허전한 게 머리 갈지 모르겠네.
Oh, you'll find something, King.
이제 뭐 할 건데? 그럼 나랑 같이 일할래? 아니 대부업이 생각해보면 괜찮아. 나이고 보면 어려운 사람들 도와주면서
Oh, Woo-seok.
사람들 도와주는 것은 아니죠.
이 새끼가 진짜
남 부자들 돈은 있고요.
설마 사장이?
저도 그랬으면 좋겠네요.
Oh. I was wondering where the baby was gonna go.
저기 나옵니다. 여기로 여기. 아이고 새벽에 어머니 어서 오셔.
Oh my goodness!
설아 뭐해? 인사해야지.
Okay, this makes my heart happy.
주라 미안하다.
Oh.
내가 너무 늦게 왔지.
Oh! Oh my goodness. This is really beautiful. We gotta take these wins, you know?
오느라 고생 많이 하셨어.
미안해. 내가 일이 겹쳐서 못 챙겼어. 연길공항에 도착하면은 사람이 나와 있을 거니까.
아이 꼭 찾아서 와야 돼.
감사합니다.
With her determination, I'm sure she will.
이거 싹 다 고쳐서 라스베가스 호텔처럼 한번 만들어 보자.
아니 직원들 얼마나 뽑게요?
없어. 내가 대표 누가 총석에 있고.
에?
Yeah.
야 빨리빨리 들어와봐. 아
부친대가 있던 자리구만.
그렇다니까 어떤 새끼인지 10,000원짜리 한 장도 안 남기고 CCTV를 싹 다 지워버리고. 아 참.
혹시 그러면 꼭 주댕이 확 닦아둔 거 아닐까요?
Squid.
한영사?
응. 송사장 말고는 여기 돈 있는 거
I think I did, you know.
사업비 없다면서요.
그러니까 말이야.
I think I know.
혹시 여기가 성가영 씨 집입니까?
He's gonna give her the money.
성균 씨가 아는 사람입니다. 가영 씨에게 전해드릴 게 있어서 왔습니다.
Wow.
어떻게 사는지 한번 보고 오래요? 가서 아빠한테 전해주세요. 난 이제 아빠가 연락을 하든 말든 상관없다고.
Oh.
성균 씨께서 돌아가셨습니다. 성균 씨가
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What? Ugh.
As you wish.
Okay. You know, before I sat down to film this reaction, I had the thought that in the last reaction, I didn't cry. And I was like, wow, Jess, good on you. You didn't cry in that last reaction. There's zero hope for that happening in the next one, in the finale. Literally said that to myself. And yeah, I mean, I think we all knew where we were headed emotionally. You know, kind of up into this point, I wouldn't say anybody in Squid Game has plot armor, but I did think that Gian was going to make it at least until the end, or at least until, you know, there's a bit of, however you want to call it, maybe closure, whatever, with his relationship with Inho. And this was the first episode, I would say, in a while, where I was truly worried that Gian wasn't going to make it. And obviously, you know, rightfully so. You know, I think there was a very interesting mission for Inho to convince Gian that humanity can so easily be turned into monsters. And they are monsters, deep in their core. And he believes that because he lived that. You know, whether he's trying to showcase that through the people surrounding Gian, or through Gian's own actions. It's very interesting that it seemed like that was the mission. But I think Gian was the one who had an impact on Inho. Inho did not choose the same path as Gian in these games. And clearly after the games, right? But I think he did respect him in the end. Not that I personally would hold Inho's respect and in the highest of regards, but I think that did happen. This game in general just, it puts people in impossible survival situations. And I feel like even us as audience members throughout various different games, various different interactions, I think we all think a bit differently about how we would act, you know? Where is that line for everybody? You know, I personally, with the knives and keys, I would have tried to get a key. And I know a lot of people were trying to get those knives, but I would have tried to get a key. Because you know, even in a life or death situation, I don't think I have it in me. I don't think I would handle, even if for some reason, in some sort of fight or flight situation, I did stab somebody and kill them, I don't think I would have lasted much longer. And that's a morbid thought, but, you know. But we see people who would normally not be put in these situations go through. We see some of them turn into monsters. We see some of them hold on to their morals. But a lot of times, I mean, what we have definitely seen a lot of in this season specifically is those people that tried their hardest, I'll say it like that, to hold on to their morals. Again, a lot of that can be subjective, right? We saw them die. A lot of them. One right after the other. So it was Gian, for the most part, surrounded by people who were fine embracing their inner monster in this game. But because those people exist, and there are people that would have chucked that baby to its death, to her death, sorry, I believe it's a girl. That doesn't negate all of humanity. And I think that's a very big point that Guion. Let's talk about, you know, when Ino hands Guion the knife and he makes a question, you know, how do you feel about humanity now, or something like that. And I'm just like thinking in my head, well, did you see Hyunju? How do you feel about humanity now? I really, you know, in most of my Squid Game post-episode thoughts, I really just bring it back to Hyunju. Like, I really do. Okay. So all of that is to, I guess, discuss Myung-gi as best as I can. And I'm going to be honest with you all, I don't know that this will be particularly good or insightful. I feel like I truly have to just rewatch, and I am editing this episode, so that will happen. But to fully take in everything. Like I said in the reaction, the only person I trust up there in the last episode, in this episode, barring a baby, is Gion. That's it. Even if Myung-gi is indeed the father. And I'm sorry that that's how it is, but that is how it is. If you all would like to yell at me, you're welcome to do so. It's a free comment section. But there were so many interesting moments with his kind of final stand. And as much, and I hold a grudge. I hate that fucker. You took Hyunju away from us. So fuck you. But there were some fascinating character moments there at the end for him, where he's trying to spin the narrative. And we've seen this done so many times. I talked about it in the last reaction. That, you know, when you're put in these horrible life and death situations, and not just life and death situations, but kill or be killed situations, oh, the mental gymnastics you will do to justify killing somebody, and the mental gymnastics that you will do to justify killing a baby. Okay, I'm more referring to the last episode there. But we see him in real time trying to convince himself, and his brain working on overload. Oh, Gion just wants the money. He just wants the money. He won this before. It makes sense. He's just the extra manipulative, you know? Oh, you know what? Him and Junhee were probably You know, they were probably fooling around, doing whatever. Yeah, he deserves to die. And it's that, you know, we've seen it so many times in this show where it, like the trying to convince yourself, because that, I mean, is how the brain tries to cope with these situations. And then him holding the baby over the edge. You know, obviously you could see in that performance that like the tears in his eyes where he's screaming, "I'll do it," and how much of that is him saying he'll do it and how much of that is him convincing himself that he can do it. You know? I'm going to be completely honest, I'm not even sure he knew in that moment if he would do it, if it was a bluff. He was on overload. I stick by what I said in the reaction. If you're going to dangle the baby over the edge, I'm already over it. I know. He was going through it, but, you know. And the tragedy. Nobody pushed the button. I mean, I just started, he hit the ground. And I just started tearing up. You probably saw it. And those tears were because nobody pushed the button. I think you all know that. No offense, Myung-gi. You're not my favorite person. So sorry. I wasn't crying over his death, but I was crying over the fact that nobody pushed the button and that meant Gi-yeon was dying. It was a done deal. There was no, I'm not sitting here going, oh, maybe he'll toss a baby over the edge. And I know, I just talked about, you know, the kind of convincing yourself of all of these different things to make yourself feel better and or to help yourself cope with ending someone's life or dealing with all of this trauma, all of that. But I do find it kind of, it does always like make me chuckle a little bit throughout this entire show whenever somebody claims that Gi-yeon obviously just wants the money. It is all through trauma and, you know, all of that. So don't get me wrong. However, I'm just like, have none of you watched him this entire time? I know that we have more insight to Gi-yeon than these people do, but my goodness, I feel like, you know, when they were saying in the last episode, oh, he'll give up the baby, you know, to save his own life. And I did find it interesting that nobody thought like, oh, maybe he won't. Well, not nobody, but you know what I mean. It just keeps coming up. So yeah, I mean, that was hard. Even though I knew it was coming, I knew what he was gonna do. I knew it. That was hard. We've been with Gi-yeon since the beginning of this journey and the growth of this man. And you want to talk about humanity. You want to talk about the potential of humanity? Where Gi-yeon started to where he ended up. Let's talk about that, shall we? You know? And even when he has had moments that are, you know, in this game that he's probably not proud of. Proud of. He's not proud of. It's even, you know, we talk about even going over that edge a little bit and then having to reel back. Because once you do it, you're in it, right? I don't know. I find it so fascinating. I've always said this in so many shows. where how do I put this? There's a lot of characters in the shows that I watch that might be morally questionable, right? But they get a lot of love, and a lot of that is because of the complexity of the character and everything like that. They're very fascinating, right? But they get a lot of love because they're, probably edgier and stuff like that. And a lot of times with characters like that, I just think that they're insanely weak. So I tend to embrace people who, and love characters who get presented with these horrific moral dilemmas and don't turn into monsters themselves. And it's easy to do. I find those people to be so strong. And I would love to think that I would, be one of them, but I mean, nobody really knows unless they're in a horrible situation, right? And on that note, I find Guion to be a very strong man. I find In-ho to be a very weak man. I think In-ho knows that. I think he feels the same way. That's just my opinion. I do wish, I guess the only, I don't like giving criticisms, and I don't even, it's not even that, it's just I wish we could have seen more of, Junho in just the whole compound, and have him have like a really big presence of trying to take everything down. Obviously he saw his brother, he had the gun up, but his brother was holding a baby. But it's interesting. I'll have to think about that. I maybe just wish that there was a little bit more of a confrontation for the two of them. But as I'm saying that, I don't even know what that would look like. What would that accomplish, right? And obviously there was a little bit of closure with the him leaving the baby, leaving the baby, with probably the one person he knows that would actually do the right thing. I think In-ho recognizes who the good people are. He's just very aware he's not one of them. Loved seeing my Woo-seok again, even brief. Love that. My king. Love him. And I am very, very happy, that we have a, father and daughter. They made it. They're okay. And maybe Noelle will find her child as well. I'm almost sure she will. Because the determination of that woman, it's a lot. Sebyok's family reunited. Beautiful. There's I spent a lot of time crying over Guion in this reaction. To think about all of his efforts and how far he's grown and everything. It's just, obviously, right? And I know how naive that sounds, but I wanted him to make it, Sorry. But it was nice to have a couple of little happier moments there at the end. It was nice. And truly, how a good portion of this season was going, I was like, I really, I forget what episode it was before, but I really sat down here and I was just like, this is just going to keep getting worse and worse, isn't it? There's not going to be a single happy ending out here. And not a single one. Every single character you like is going to die, and all of the horrible people are going to live, and then bada bing, bada boom, and that's Squid Game. It really did seem to be the trajectory. And while some of that is true, we had some happy moments. I did with that final scene. I guess it just continues on, doesn't it? Great. And Kate. I don't know what else to say. I think I hit everything that I wanted to talk about in this reaction. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I really do appreciate all the love over all of this time watching this show, and just how truly wonderful you all have been to me. You know, can't say that for Netflix, but you guys have been great. And it just meant a lot to me that you guys seem so excited for my reactions and just so engaged with the show and my reactions, and it just really does mean the world to me. It's been an honor to sit here and cry. Truly an honor. And I just really appreciate all the support over this time of reacting to Squid Game. Okay. I still think, from season 1 and I'll combine 2 and 3. I still think my favorites are the 2 best characters. Okay, Ali, Hyunju, pouring out for both of them, and many, many others. But, Hyunju. What a difference that final game would have been with her in the mix. Here I am. I'm just, I'm trying to wrap up these post-episode thoughts, and I'm like, you know what? Let's talk about Hyunju some more. Let's do that, shall we? Really? It would have been a whole different ballgame. And I would have loved to see it. Anyway, all right. Okay. I'm done. Am I? Yeah, I'm done. Okay, all right. Because if I don't stop myself, I will talk about Hyunju for like the next half hour. And I truly do have things to do today. I really do. So, all right, I'm going to stop myself. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I would really appreciate it. But if not, I cannot tell you how happy I am that you are here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.